Lockdown.
Yeah.
It's continuing. Or is it easing?
It's easing, apparently. I've been told it's easing. It's hammered outside. It's really busy. Everyone seems to have gone back to normal round here. I've got some businesses that are not open yet, and I don't think they're going to open for a bit. I'm playing it a little bit safer because I want to know that it's safe. But let's have a look how it's going.
3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, take your seats. Have your first drinks. Please come down.
It's been a long wait for this pub in London, but it was ready to open its doors the moment restrictions were lifted after midnight on April 12th. And for these pubgoers, it was not a moment too soon.
Yeah, no, it's been too long. Haven't seen these socially for a while, and yeah, it's just good to be, well, not this time, but it's good to be out.
Tough measures have been in place in England and in other parts of the UK since early January to suppress a surge in coronavirus infections that swept the country late last year. Along with outdoor service at pubs and restaurants, on Monday, gyms and fitness studios were also allowed to reopen, as well as hair salons and non-essential retail shops. That's good news for many businesses, which have struggled to stay afloat amid several stretches of lockdown over the past year.
Been really worrying. It's my only source of income, so it's put a lot of pressure on our family as well.
Britain has had Europe's worst coronavirus outbreak, with more than 127,000 confirmed deaths. But infections, hospitalizations, and deaths have all fallen thanks to the lockdown and a mass vaccination program that has given at least one dose to more than 60% of the adult population.
All right, let's go to DW's Charlotte Chelson-Pill. She is on the story for you. Charlotte, Mr. Boris Johnson calling this a major step forward. How excited are people about these changes, and what's it like being in London today?
That's right, Layla, and I think a lot of people would agree with Boris Johnson today. This feels like a major step forward. It has, in fact, been months since people have been able to gather like this in pubs, outdoors. It feels like they've been closed forever, almost, for the people who are gathered here, they tell me. But, of course, it's not just for the good news for the people who are wanting to have a couple of drinks here today. It's also great news for the pub owners. They've had a very difficult time. We know that across England, lots of jobs, thousands of jobs have been lost. Businesses have closed. So good news here today. It does feel like a major step forward for people hoping for at least some semblance of normality to return.
Yes, obviously a lot of optimism there where you are, but health officials continue to warn that people should not become complacent because there are still many variants that are spreading quickly. What restrictions will remain in place?
That's right. The government here is still urging caution today, reminding people that there are still these restrictions in place. Now, some of the lockdown measures are being eased, as you can see. A lot of others remain. For example, indoor dining at pubs and restaurants not allowed at the moment. There's a big indoor space just behind me which has to remain empty. There are also limitations on the number of people who can gather outside, indeed the number of people that you can't mix with other households in your own home. A lot of restrictions still in place here. That's because Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, has said he wants the easing of restrictions to be cautious but irreversible. So it is happening in a multi-step plan with a goal in 5 weeks to unleash more restrictions and then more going forward in June as well.
Right, and what about the rest of the country, Charlotte? How is the rest of the UK doing?
Right, well, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland generally throughout this pandemic have broadly been in line with the rules and regulations being put in place in England. Today, though, it is just England that is celebrating the unlocking of both outdoor pubs, restaurants, hospitality and non-essential shops as well. Those two things in conjunction are unique to England today, but more measures are going to be unlocked in the other nations over the coming weeks.
All right, Charlotte Chelson-Pill reporting.
What utter nonsense, I think. I don't know your thoughts on it, Mike. But you're supposed to be with a certain group of people, your family or in your bubble and also who are going out. Have you been on the Village? Across the road here from the studio is a place called the Village, and the streets have been taken over.
It used to be gay at one point.
It used to be gay, yeah. And it's just it's like the producer here, Kris just said, it's like Christmas out there. On Monday, I walked around the shops because I thought I need to walk around and get used to people again and being crowded. Oh my God, it's I'm lost in the whole regulation on this.
Well,
either we're open or we're not open.
Well, the queue outside Primark, and that's universal. The weirdest thing, in my opinion, is that you get all these pictures from all these towns all across the UK, and every single city, there is a queue outside of Primark. I mean, my God, what is that? The one thing that they missed more than seeing their family?
Shopping is, don't be a Primark hitter.
I'm not a Primark hitter. I'm just saying, is that the big thing?
We know you're posh. The champagne socials. We know this,
no,
but this is not Primark buyers.
It sells suits.
Yeah, not your suits, maybe. However, it's the situation, and I'm sure you're the same. You're the same, aren't you? Are you lost with what's going on? Because I am. At these dates we've got coming up now, Mike, who has many businesses and bars in Manchester, he's lost as well because he doesn't know whether to try and do it partly. Is it a waste of time? Is it going to lose money?
Well, I'm trying to make a path forward because the problem is last time I got a load of people that I do care about that are fantastic staff, because the staff at those places, I'm saying this, you get bars and people don't even know each other's names, they don't hang out together, it's just a job. It's not a job at Fab Cafe and at Satan's Hollow. Them two places I've got a very family vibe about the staff. They all hang out together, they spend time together, and they all got separated. They lived in each other's pockets, these guys, and then suddenly they've got no job, they're at home, and it's for a prolonged period. Then we open up last time where Boris decided, let's open, we've got the numbers down, and after 3 months he tried to just boot everything into gear, didn't he? And it didn't take long, did it? I mean, within weeks it was soaring, and we had to just get everybody in again and go, I'm sorry, we're closing. And I swore that we're not doing that again. We're not opening up, and then I'm sending everybody home again. It's just so
But the horrendous. Whole point of the vaccine was to allow people to have a normal life. Now we're on about 50%, aren't we, on a vaccination, on the first vaccination? And to me, I mean, and also what came out quite interesting today was a quarter of the death rate we have, people getting infected, a quarter of people who died when they said they had a COVID test within 14 or 28 days didn't die from COVID.
No.
And it feeds.
Well, that's the problem, innit? And then it gets used by them. I can tell you my experience. I went along to have it, and I've never been the shot. I had the AstraZeneca part 1 shot, and I'm doing the next one in June. And the thing is, it couldn't have been more British how it went. It went to a cricket club to have it, which had been turned into a testing centre for the day. The staff there were amazing. While I was there, I was doing a rough count because I was curious. They got 100 people through in about 30 minutes. 100
credit
people
where it's
through.
Due, in some ways. Boris has been on it with that.
No, the NHS has been on it. They've got no love for Boris, not from what I was listening to conversations there. But I'll say this, all the staff there were amazing. I had to take my shirt off. I wore a short sleeve shirt so they could give a jab, and she went, it's not quite enough, I can't get there, can you take it off? And she's being so super polite, and I went, you're giving me something that might be saving my life, I'll do whatever you want, And she went, that's so nice to be appreciated. And I said, no, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are appreciating this. And then we went outside, and you have to wait for like 20 minutes because they want to make sure you're okay if you're driving. And outside there was a wartime sort of Winston Churchill vibe where we're all in it together, we're going to get through this. And then the guy who was running the place came outside and he just, for no reason, he just went, right, everyone, you're all right? Anybody got any problems? You all feel all right? And then he said, if you just see this is what it is, he says, this is the beginning now. It's going to get better, and I hope that this is going to make you feel a bit better, because I don't just want you thinking, I've had this jab, and he said, I hope you feel more relaxed tonight. I mean, he's taking time to even... Yeah,
I get what you're saying, and I understand that you've been treated, and I was treated as well wonderfully.
Yeah.
But I'm lost now about the openings and the non-openings of what you can do, what you can't do. You can't open a bar or a venue because it's not quite right. You can't have a limited number in the place.
Well,
you've not got a street to use.
There are pubs that have opened and they have literally just gone to the council, can I use the pavement? And they've gone, and they've gone and thrown tables and chairs out there. I am not going to do that. Those places are what they are. They're inside. Fab Cafe in particular is downstairs. It's got a basement sort of vibe. It's just not right, and there's no point in cheating just to take money.
Anyway,
no point.
We know what's going on here. I'd love to know your thoughts on what you think is happening really in this world regarding COVID. Not down conspiracy road, but what do you think is right and wrong? What's going on? Should we just open up? Should we just say after a certain age, an age group of, is it over 40 now? Just go to the bar, just go to restaurants, just do it. I mean, that's all purpose of being treated like you was for the injection.
They've backpedaled, by the way, on the age thing. It was supposed to be 40 and above. 45. The next wave, it's 45 now. What's that about? Is that shortage?
Well, they talk about shortage, aren't they, already? Yeah. A few weeks back, talked about shortage, and they're going to concentrate on the second jab for people like me and yourself.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for watching. I'm impressed. You've passed the IQ test and got this far, so let's press that button to do the last thing that helps us. It's got subscribe on it, you can't miss it, and please ring the bell for notifications of future videos.